Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are here with something special. Today, we have got ourselves not just a Rome 2 battle, not just a siege, but we have got ourselves a tournament matchup. Today, we are covering a battle from the Tournament of the Sweats, which is a tournament that I have done some stuff with before, both streaming and some replays. This is their second tournament now that they're doing, and this matchup is the Hungry Wolves on defense and the Eastern Spearmen on attack. So, going over the players, real quick, we're gonna go over the players and the armies, because there is a bit of a point system when it comes to the faction choosing in these tournaments. And as I'm going through that, I will have the faction list up on the screen so you guys can see the point system and how it works. So, the way it works is each team starts out for the entire round. They have 15 points. So they start out with 15 and they have to go through one battle, two battles, and if they don't win both of those, so if they go 1-1, they then have to have enough points for the land battle and the final deciding siege. So, for the defenders, we have got ourselves Colchis. Now, Colchis is a 0-point faction. So basically, right now, if you look at it, the Hungry Wolves have 15 points still. Then they also, and Colchis is being played by Ulfer. Chimeria here is a +1 faction, which means that they actually gain a point, putting them now at 16 points. Now their final faction here is Getae. Getae here is a -2 faction. Now, because of the 0-point and the +1 faction, and then they had 16, now with the -2, that puts the Hungry Wolves in this battle at 14 points. Now, I have it on slow motion just so you know. Now for the attackers, coming over getting the artillery. For the attackers, we have got Boii. Boii is a -5 faction. Oh, I don't think I said. Armored Scarab is playing Getae, and Charlie 6 Zulu is playing Chimeria. Sorry. Boii here is a -5 faction. Boii is being commanded by Bulbasaur. Now, because it's a -5 faction, that is now going to put them at 10. Excuse me. I had a brain fart there. Then next to them, we have got Bactria. Bactria is a -1 faction. That's going to put them at 9 points on attack. Now, finally, we have... now, Bactria is being commanded by Multiplayer, or lovingly known as Steve. Now, finally, we have got Parthia being commanded by Fox's Bat. Parthia is a 0-point faction, so the Eastern Spearmen are going to end this attack at 9 points. So since they're on attack, that will leave them 9 points to use on their next battle defense. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back into this. So you can see really right now the main thing they've been doing is kind of taking out the artilleries here. You can see Colchis artillery is now gone. Getae's back here was gone. Just some cheap units being used to take those out. Now, Chimeria has their artillery all the way over here. Not really in a feasible spot for the attackers to really get to at this point.
We understand.
So, at this point, it's really just going to turn into the assault. Now, we have talked about Chimeria before. Typically, what you tend to see on this settlement is kind of a three-pronged attack. What you tend to see is a heavy assault on this corner that is then followed up with an assault here. Now, the reason for that is because of this wall the defenders find it really hard to kind of set up defenses because archer positions can get really, really dirty. The ability the attackers have to get back and rear shots into the defending troops is very, very painful. What that tends to do is give the attackers a foothold, which allows them to then march their way down this wall. Now, after that, you get your archers up onto this wall, and you start working your way the same way you just did it, thus opening up the middle. And then as the middle opens up, as your men advance, the same thing. What you begin getting is really, really good shots into the far side over here. This side is very, very painful for the attackers to go to in the beginning, mostly due to positions like this, where archers can get back shots into the attacking units. It's very tough, very, very tough. Now, right now, you can see Parthia already moving forward, but I'm curious as to how. I mean, honestly, it looks like they're kind of just setting up a tower wall at this point. That tends to assist against archer fire, thus allowing the attackers to bring their archers towards this corner with a little bit less problem from the defenders. Now, if you look at the archer matchups here, so we've got the Celtic Bowmen, which are 125 range bows. Then from Bactria, we have 3 Syrian archers. What was his fourth? Persian Lights, okay. And then finally from Parthia, we have Parthian foot archers, which are pretty good. So in the end, we've got about 8 good archers and 4 mediocre archers. For the defense, we've got the Dacian heavy bowmen, got 4 of those, which are pretty solid archers. Got Chimerian heavy archers, which are arguably the best archer in the game. And then finally from Colchis, you have the Eastern archers, which while they are a 150 range archer, they're not the greatest archer. They're okay. They at least give you the ability to take an archer fight, right? The problem with those Celtic bows is that you're going to be outmatched range-wise by everything on the defense. That's painful. Now, what they can do, what I would do here, I would use your Syrians over here to kind of zone out any defending archers, and at the same time use your Celtic bows, bring them a little bit closer to the walls, and use their ammo to get those back shots like we were discussing earlier. I think that's probably the better matchup that you're looking for. You can see going up into the breach, Celtic warriors already leading the charge. Bowie at the forefront here. Pretty standard, to be honest with you, Bowie. Now, what we're probably going to see here is an initial stout defense. Ooh, a lot of javies being wasted into the wall there. Hillman not really taking much damage at all. Now, I'm a little surprised. The defenders did bring their archers forward. Look like they might be interested in taking an archer fight, but they have since then retreated. You can see Bowie setting up an archer wall here, trying to once again give a little bit of protection for any sort of advance that the attacking archers want to make, which they will want to make. So far, nothing too crazy, pretty standard stuff. And there it is. Here comes the archer fire. And it does look like Bowie leading off with the archers. The Syrians and Persian Lights from Bactria is still kind of hanging out off to the side. Oh, and I forgot. So another rule is they're playing the 1-2-4, 1 artillery, 2 pikes, 4 range, but they're actually allowing 4 archers and 1 peltist. I forgot to mention that. Peltists are a really underused unit, and so this was their really, it was hoping that they could start kind of integrating more aspects of the game into competitive play. And I'm okay with that. I perfectly understand that, and I can get behind that. There's nothing, I don't think, too crazy about allowing one peltist. Oh, and you know what? There's another thing we haven't talked about this map. This is Ankara. I can't remember if I said so. We actually just recently covered a battle on Ankara with the Hungry Wolves. It was one of their scrimmage battles. But one of the things that's really tough about Ankara is because it's so compact in the settlement, the artillery fire is extremely painful. And you can see that the attackers have three different angles of their artillery here. They've got Boii, Bactria, and Parthia all with artillery here. Let's go into cinematic mode, and you can kind of, or not cinematic, but the overview here. And you can see the artillery from Boii off to the right, and then you can see the two artilleries on the left. But you can see, look how compact everything is in the middle, over here on the side. Everything is very, very vulnerable to artillery fire, which is honestly one of the biggest pains of Ankara, on top of the very, very painful archer fights. You can see Dacian heavy bows look like they wanted to come in to get a little bit of a fight going, but I don't think that's a good idea. You got your 4 archers set up here. 2 Dacian heavy bows are not going to do it, and look at that artillery right down the ranks of the Scythian hoplites, right through them. Oh, that was painful. Look at that. They were at like 152, now they're 138. That's the pain. Even if you set your units to look this way to keep their shields facing that archer fire, that then gives a very, very nice artillery line. And look at this. The corner is already lost. Hillman still holding this, but here comes the hordes of the attackers. Artillery come to the center. Oh my gosh, there's so much there. But that's the problem. This is nothing that's... I'm not going to really overly criticize the Hungry Wolves here, because in the end, there's nowhere else to put your troops, you know? It's just a tough, tough thing. Hillman here, 47 kills, going up against the Parthian swords at 97. But really, they've only been killing, like, Hillman and such. Ooh, and look, I think that's a Cartly Axeman now engaged. Got to get some screenshots, you know it. And here we go, all right. So, engagement to the right, column to the left, Javies into the flank. The reason you want to go to the left here is you can see that if you look, no shield on this side. So, you get a better bonus against them. Well, not better bonus, it's just that they aren't getting that shield block chance. Oh my gosh. 29 kills, 30 kills now with those Javies. Medi and Cav now moving to the right from Parthia, excuse me. So they are now going to work their way through here. Cartly Axeman, oh gosh, they're just getting disintegrated. Dacian heavy bows now getting shot. Looks like Parthian foot archers. More artillery coming in. Who do we got here? 49 from the Bactrian and 66 from the Parthian. 61 from the Celtic Boii one. You can see archer fire coming in from this direction. Probably not really that worth it. You're getting right into the shields of these thorax. It's probably not the greatest shot, but they are then also getting archer shots from this side, which should do much, much better for them. You can see, because of the angle here, the archer shots are actually getting really, really good. Let's see here. Watch, now they're not going to shoot it. As soon as I say, hey, come look at this, they're going to be like, nope, not going to shoot anymore. Now, this may not be a good enough angle here. You can see their shield still. There we go. Then this Carly Axeman is just kind of fallen. 33 men, 38 kills. Now it looks like we might now see an advance off to the left. I think they are now confident that they have this secure, so they can then begin their advance down the left flank. Then once again, that will allow them to open up the middle. At least that is the theory. We will see if that's how it works, or if that's what they even try to do. Now, the nice thing is the attackers, if they set their archers right in here, they can actually shoot over into this middle street. So they can actually take archer fights from there, and the defenders don't really get a great response position. Already still coming in. Looks like it seems to be firing over here. That's the Bowie artillery. 101 kills now. 68 and 74 on the other two. Chimerian heavy archers. I think they might be getting shot by the Syrians. Okay, they are taking an archer shot. They actually are able to actually get a good angle over here. Because of this low house, it's allowing them to not have to arc near as much. And you can see two more have come over this way. That's actually a really nice crossfire. Really, really good there. But maybe the Parthian foot archers coming over to... Oh, man. Now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 archers from the attackers now on the right, or right flank for the defense. Chimeria really can't take that fight. If they had the Dacian heavy bows up here, they probably could, but there's the problem, is that where do you set the Dacians? You can't really set up a whole lot of positions here. If you stack your archers on top of each other, then they can't shoot. So it's just kind of a tough thing. You can see all the attackers can stack up all of their archers here, but the defenders can't. Very, very, very tough. Very tough. Oh, and I didn't even realize they actually have the Celtic bowmen here from Bowie as well. And you see Bowie actually abandoning his towers now. To be perfectly honest with you, he probably found that at this point they're not that useful to him, really. They already have their foothold that they need. If they want to at any time, they can just hop back on it and go. So at this point, I think he just realized, hey, I'm just going to walk into the settlement. Eastern Spearman here, doing a solid job with this attack so far. Once again, pretty standard stuff. No advance on the right yet. They may not even do it. They may rely on going through here. Really, the defenders don't have much over here. A lot of artillery fire coming in. He's trying to get these cross shots. What I'm a little surprised by, and I don't know if I have his cone here, and he may not be able to get it, but he may have a pretty good line here if his cone... So these artilleries, when you look at them, they give you kind of a cone of fire that's like that. I mean, it's probably more like this, but just that, you know, just an idea. Which that is the area that you can fire from. And if he has it, I would say shoot down this line of Scythians. One of the Scythians just getting wasted by the Syrian archers here. And then the sword follower is coming up. This is going to be the problem with the Hoplite faction. The other factions can all come up here and they can just sit there and jabby into you and you can't respond because hoplites don't have javelins. So, kind of tough. Obviously, being hit in the front by a javelin is better than anything. It's obviously still painful, but it's less painful. So far, 157, 142, and then you can see they're kind of double stacked here because this front one's already down to 71. Now, these sword followers had moved up. Oh, and this is also probably why they ditched these towers, is because of those two breaking. They had caught on fire, and that has a slow, like, fire damage countdown. And once it hits 100%, then they're destroyed. So, over on the middle here, Thorax Sword taking on the Cartley Axeman. Thorax is at 68, Cartley's at 99. They are being backed up by a small, depleted sword follower. Cartley is probably going to do pretty well, especially with the archer fire helping out. Already still coming in, man. See, 285. Oh my god. 91 on the Bactrian one, and they still have ammo. Bowie at 105, and I bet he's still, well, maybe not, because his crew's no longer on it, so. Yeah, so Bowie out of ammo. One of the artillery is doing extremely well, but the other two just average, I would say. Especially on this map, I would definitely expect to see a little bit better kills on the artillery, but, well, okay, I'll correct that for one thing. Bactria's artillery is the one that broke down this wall, which means that they would have a little bit less ammunition to shoot anything. Archer fire still coming in. The defending archers have just been pushed way back. Hillman at 68 kills. Eastern Hillman, or Bactrian Hillman. Sword followers at 51. Ooh, Falksman running in. Falksman are getting wasted by the archers. I really think that the toughest thing for the attackers is going to be Bowie. And I would say that I think the toughest thing for the defenders will be Gete, as in like the strongest thing. But typically Gete, you see a very, very heavy noble sword presence, just due to the fact that with Gete you can only bring 4 of the mercenary axe warriors, which would typically be kind of your mid-tier bulk of your army. A lot of their spears, just to be perfectly honest with you, spears are not that great. So with Gete, you tend to see a lot of noble swords with a few like mercenary axe warriors, things like that. But Armored Scarab here, which I believe, right? I think that's who I said is playing Gete. Yep. He has gone very much on the Armored Spear area here, and spear warriors, things like that, which I think might be a little bit of a mistake. I mean, being able to bring a heavy noble sword presence gives you a lot of punch, a lot of killing power. With Chimeria, I think I would expect to see a little bit more of the Chimerian noble infantry presence. Here we go, Celtic war. I mean, God, Celtic bows. But seriously, like it. Oh my gosh. This is working almost exactly like I said. They're just walking their way down this wall and just shooting every defense that the defenders have put up. They're just walking behind it and shooting it in the back, you know? Now, the one thing that I'll say is they so far have not been using the advantage to break through that center area, which I'm a little surprised, but to be honest with you, maybe they're not worried about it. Maybe they don't really care that much about it. These hoplites are just getting roasted. They're just disintegrating. And they now have a little bit of a way through, but hoplite now taking the spot. Oh man, this hoplite already breaking 7 kills. And they're throwing more in. That's one thing I think I would disagree with the just terrible, disgusting angle that the attackers have. I just don't know that I would continue throwing units into this death trap. Now remember, this is only game 1. Remember, if you are watching this and this is game 1. So there's another battle after this, and then we'll see if there's more battles after that. I honestly, at this point, don't actually know. So, at the point of this filming, I have no idea if there's another battle. Or, I mean, if there's more battles than the next one. I know there's one more, but there could be more. I have no idea. Gosh, Scythian Hoplites just destroyed. And they're not a terrible unit. They're like a decent cost for some pretty good armor. 80 armor, not bad at all. The problem is that they're just getting shot in the back. And now this one breaking. Parthian swords have now really made their presence felt. Now look at all the archers now in the settlement. So now this is going to allow... It looks like what they're more interested in is hitting this. It looks like they really don't care that much about this. To me, it looks like they're really wanting to put their pressure down this way. Oh, here we go. Oh no, the Chimerian general's already in combat. Wow. And now he's just getting javied to death. Oh my lord. A very, very early commitment of the general. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I kind of brain farted there. And he got javied quite a bit. He's down to 146. Lucky for them, I don't believe that they have an archer shot on him. Chimerian noble infantry were going in, and they very quickly pulled out of there. Now in the center, look at this. Oathsworn are now committed. 154, he's got 53 kills. He's going to eat right through these Cartly Axemen. Cartly Axemen shield wall. Probably not a terrible idea. Sorry, just kind of doing a little scoping around the battlefield here. Oh God, the javelins. Oh God, why? I think Bactria, did he finally run out of ammo on his? He's only got 91 kills. He's still got rocks loaded, so I think he's got ammunition left. Oathsworn were taken out of the fight. 70 kills on him. I'm actually still really surprised that we're not seeing much archer fire come into the center here. Persian Lights, 10 kills, 12 kills on the Syrians, 48, 90. Parthian foot archers, all in like the 60 range. Looks like we're getting a little bit of archer fire. I think it's coming from the Easterns and all this stuff back here. They're trying to commit, but man, they're already getting shot running into the fight. It's not a good sign. It's not good at all. Chimerian Noble Infantry, 87 kills, 33 kills, 96. Oh, this is just a hoplite, excuse me. More units moving forward, armored spears and Cartly axemen moving to hold the front. And I think they burned the gate. So you can see Cartly axemen going to guard that gate, make sure that they can't just walk up through here. That would put a big dent into this defense here. You can see that we are getting defensive archer fire flying into the attackers here. What I'm a little disappointed is that we're not getting counter back shots here by the archers. I honestly think that's probably what would be more beneficial to them than a toe-to-toe archer fight. On the center, they still haven't broke it through. I'm actually pretty surprised that the defenders have now held this for so long. Oathsworn look like they're ready to go back into the fight. 106 kills, excuse me. So honestly, just kind of the similar situation. More Javies right into the Chimerian general. I just don't get why. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd probably do something real similar here. If I saw the general in already, I'd be using everything I could on it. Yep. Gen now down to 104 men. Parthian swords probably not. Yep, now they're going to engage in combat. They're in shield wall. And here we go, the continued archer fight, or not fight, but just, it's just painful. So painful. And what sucks is there's very, very little the attackers can do about it. Here's a good option here. You got your Eastern archers up here. Even a slinger would be a good option for getting this nice, just straight shot over here. The problem with it is that you can't do that in a lot of places. Mercenary Axe Warriors trying to get rid of these little pests here on the little corner. The line holding for now. Eastern Spearmen are pushing. The balance of power is in favor of the Eastern Spearmen at this point. Definitely not beyond redemption, but it is in their favor. Armored spears. To be honest with you, I'm a little surprised they haven't thrown the armored spears and taken that gen out. Could be that they might be afraid that by pulling the general out that they would be then exposing him to more damage, which is fair. But man, leaving him in there by himself is not fun. Whoops, sorry about that, a little too far here. Look at this, the defenders actually gaining a little bit of ground here. You can see their troops have actually kind of made their way over here by the tower. More and more troops pouring into this. Honestly, I'm wondering if we're going to see more jabbies coming in. Honestly, that's pretty cool. More archers have come up. Once again, they're just trying to do everything they can to push that off. And I will say that from this angle here, there's not a whole lot the attackers can do about it. They don't have very good angles to get shots. Shooting straight into the wall like this is not very good. It doesn't really get you anything. Typically, you want to get shots down the wall like that. But the attackers don't really have an angle there, so it's actually a pretty good position there for the defenders. Is the Chimerian General dead? Yes, he is. What about... Now, Colchis is also in. Colchian Nobles now defending. That tells me they do not want to give up this position. They are committed to holding this for dear life, it seems. A very, very good heavy push here by the attackers. Oathsworn now at 193's headhunt battle rhythm up to 100 or down to 112 men with 199 kills, 201 with the battle rhythm and the headhunt, 74 melee attack. Oh, and I didn't catch the well, it's really good. It's really high. Now, what you want to do after this, after these things go red here, you want to give him a second wind because he will be exhausted after this point. Unlike the retarget, he actually retargeted onto this Cartly Axeman to get it to break. All right, he was tired, and now he's fresh. There's the second wind. I'm assuming the Parthian gen probably did it. Eastern Archer's back at the point. They're probably out of ammo, so he probably put them back here so that they didn't die. That typically helps you with army losses. When you have units that you can keep kind of hidden or like keep out of combat, like archers that have no ammo, sometimes it allows you to keep your men in the fight a little bit longer because it kind of tricks the game to, you know, say, hey, don't kick in army losses because look, I still have a lot of men, you know. It's not a terrible idea. Cartly Axe, or what is this? Mercenary Axe, where you're about to break 141 kills on him, though. Chimerian Heavies, are they? There's no, you cannot be out of ammo. with 61 kills? No, 59? What? No. Chimeria, what? Oh, this is bad. They're about to break through right there. You can see they're giving this up. Well, they're giving it up, but they don't have anything to plug this hole. And that is going to collapse this whole area. They are urgently rushing units forward. They can't, if they give this up, then that is messed up, and that's messed up, that's messed up. A lot of problems. Dacian heavy bows. They're shooting the Celtic bowmen. Oh no, stop it. Oh, Gete, no. They're out of ammo, Gete. Oh, waste of ammo. All of these archers over here are out of ammo. All right, for now, they have been able to shore up this defense. They continue to hold the line. In the center, progress is being made. They have now broken through one choke point, putting the defenders into two like this. Now, typically the strength of this defense is putting archers in this spot to shoot into these two areas, but you can see that the defenders have not set that up. Thorax swords from Bactria already engaging over here against the spear warriors. Thorax here, 81 kills. Spear Warriors at 17. Little surprised why we're not getting any sort of wall flank here. Do have a Falksman that could countercharge that. That could be why. So the Hillmen are actually trying to burn the tower. To be honest with you, I'm not sure that that's that beneficial. I don't think right now, I don't think that's the situation that's going to be like that influential on this. Yeah, I can't see the range of the tower, unfortunately. There you go. Now I think we get some fire into the backs. Fight them with their own medicine, defenders. Just really, just so many troops being thrown into this assault. Now look at this, even Parthia's mercenary hoplites are coming in. Plenty of Parthian swords still. Bactrian Peltas still have no kills. They haven't even been used yet. And here comes the hordes. Looks like, look at this, Defender is actually giving up this position. Now they're kind of in an awkward defense here. Mercenary Axe Warriors and Cartly Axemen kind of in a weird crescent moon defense. Got some noble swords moving forward. That could be really helpful, actually. Get those into combat on some of these units and they will do very, very well. On this side, there's really nothing really helping. I don't know what this Cav is doing. Why? Maybe he's just wanting to come to engage the Celtics because they were a threat. But I personally think that was not great. 106 kills in the Steppe Lancers. Huh. Interesting. Eastern Archers and Colchis actually moving up. What are they shooting at? Are they trying to shoot at the Parthian Royal Cataphract Gen? I bet you that's what it is. Colchian Nobles now set up for the next defense. You can see the attackers trying to get some good javies into them. Steppe Lancers now moving to the right. This one's got 175 kills.
Quick march! At speed! At the double! Double time!
The Colchian Noble had moved up, but he is once again moving back. Look at just this defense has just disintegrated. Maybe next defense is here and here, looks like. That's probably the better option, given the fact that there's really not as many bad archer spots. I would say the one thing to be worried about is if they gain too much ground here, then some archers could get some good shots from there. It's coming down to just generals, pretty much. The Oathsworn Gen for Bowie, I had 286 kills. Only one chevron, so he hasn't been killing super high quality enemies. I will say it's a pretty promising assault from the Eastern Spearman. Royal Cataphract's actually charged in. And here comes the wall flank. General might be in trouble. Steppe Lancers, I think, are going to come in and try and kind of hit those units on the wall. See, we got Shield Wall, Headhunt, Battle Rhythm, and I think, honestly, maybe a too early second wind. Because the second winded before those things run out. Look at that. Winded. I bet you that the Battle Rhythm makes them tired. We'll see once the Battle Rhythm runs out what happens. I just stayed winded. Interesting.
He's dead! Leave him!
Yeah, Chimera is honestly he's using his cav to try and kind of dissuade these units from flanking around. Let's see, the Noble Sword General, 57 kills, 127 men left. The Oathsworn now down to 79 with 303, it looked like. Colchian Nobles holding. They're down to 79 men. That archer tower also. I mean, this archer tower is ripping them up. Look at this. The defenders actually gained ground over here. Look at that. But the Thorough Spears sitting here could probably get a really nice flank. Colchian Nobles in the center, still holding this front. What's this Oathsworn at? Oh my god, 378 kills. 2 chevrons, 55 men left. To be honest with you, I'm not seeing anything like... The player matchups are pretty even. I really think at this point it's just coming down to a true faction and a unit matchup problem. I think slightly better factions from the attackers. and the units for the attackers are just outclassing the defenders. Defenders, I don't think really made any like true mistakes by any means. Like everybody does make mistakes, don't get me wrong. But in the end, I really just think this has primarily been a faction matchup. But even if the Hunger Wolves go on to lose this one, that's all right because they do still have game 2, which puts them on the attack, allowing them to then, honestly, probably do the exact same thing to the defenders here as what the attackers did to them. I guess we're going to find out in the next episode. Parthian Sword's actually doing pretty solid there. Boei's Gen pulling out. Is actually not dead. Sword followers with 259 kills. Look at that. You can see those Eastern archers I was talking about holding in reserve because they didn't want army losses. They're now in desperation mode. They have now been committed. Kolkin Noble is not dead. Army losses is kicking in. This could spell the end of game 1. And now the breakthrough. And here comes the end. You can see Gete really just has Noble Sword, and that's it. Other than that, he is about to get surrounded, flanked, wrecked, whatever. The Noble Swords are not going to do too well getting wrapped around. Well, you can see the Gen coming here, but he's already down to 91 men. Which means that he is depleted, which will allow some of the other lesser quality units to have a better chance at putting him down. But I really don't think it's going to last much longer. I think what's probably going to happen here is the Nobles or the Gete's going to lose his general, and that will finalize the breakage. Might actually break the Sword Follower. The Sword Follower, Boei infantry, the Sword Followers and the Oathsworn, just a very painful combination. And I think that is it. So let's get a GG for game 1 going to the Eastern Spears. But remember that next battle we will be switching sides. So for the defenders, we have Ulfr as Kolkis with 1,619 kills. This is the Hungry Wolves, by the way, at the top side. 211 on one of the Carly Axemen. His archers did pretty good. Charlie 6 Zulu as Chimeri with 1167. The things that really stand out to me is the 59 kills and the 90 kills on the Chimerian heavy archers. And to be honest with you, his hoplites really just never had a chance. Not against that backshot archer fire. Armored Scarab as Gete with 1,816 kills. Look at the Noble Swords, 210, 144, 82. This guy would have had a better chance to get more if he had been able to last longer from the army losses. Archers did pretty solid there. Now, at the bottom here, we have the attackers, the Eastern Spearmen. First off, Bulbasaur, 3,470 kills. That is very, very impressive. Breaking 3,000 kills in Rome 2 is... it happens. Don't get me wrong. It happens like decently often, but it is definitely something. You hit 3,000 kills, you're happy. You're very happy. Look at the Oathsworn, 345 and 428. Look at the Celtic Bowman, 218, 248, 197, 164. The Sword Followers, 308, 472. Once again, in the end, it's just an outclass of units. The Sword Followers are so good. Very, very good units. Very good. And that was really what has caused this. Next, we have multiplayer as Bakshi with 1,535 kills. Really, he was the tank. He was the guy who went in, took a lot of archer fire, and just, took everything. Archers 167, 133, 286 on a thorax. Finally, Fox's Bat as Parthy with 1,928 kills. We got 285 on the ballista, 159 on the Median Cav, 124 on the archers. But look at the Parthian foot's not doing so hot. 187, 184, 132, 178. Parthian swords they're okay. They're slightly worse than a thorax, but they're in that thorax sword range. They're not a terrible unit, but it sometimes they do sometimes struggle to kill. All right, guys, that is going to be it for game one from the matchup of the Hungry Wolves versus the Eastern Spearmen from the Tournament of the Sweats. Thank you guys so much for joining me for game one. Don't forget to keep your eyes out for game number two, where the Hungry Wolves will take the field on attack to try and do the exact same thing to the Eastern Spearmen as what the Eastern Spearmen did to them. So show up and see the next one and see what happens next time. We'll see you guys later.